a very good evening as it is here, and welcome to another episode of A Funny Kind of Grown Up. Now, I've not spoke to you guys in about 6 months. Last time I've done a video was when I went to Halkidiki with Richard and Gia and Raf. So this is quite a long time coming. It's been quite a turbulent 6 months. There's been an awful lot going on in my life. I have moved house, as you can see, different house. My lovely landlady Janet decided she didn't want to be a landlady anymore. She's going to sell the house that I was living in, so now I live here. It's all the same stuff, it's just in a different house. So yeah, I thought I'd give you a little update and then talk to you about the subject of today's video, what I eat in a week now that I've decided to take Mounjaro. Now, why have I decided to take Mounjaro, you might ask? Because the last time you saw me, I was going to the gym 5 nights a week, and I was doing lots of walking and stuff like that, and I was trying to do weight loss on my own, and it was going okay. I was staying a similar weight, but I was getting fitter, getting toned, getting more muscle. Unfortunately, my knees decided they didn't like that, and in August of this year I was diagnosed with migrating kneecaps and arthritis behind both knees. So what the doctor has said is, in order to avoid needing a knee operation, I have to basically not do anything that's weight bearing in terms of exercise, and I'm not supposed to do much in terms of sort of long distance walking, which I'm gutted about because I used to love going for walks. But you do need to lose some weight, says the doctor, which he was right, because my mum passed in August, and then I had to move house, and then I got this diagnosis about my knee, and so I literally just come for 8, which is what I do. And I probably had considerably more gin than I should have done as well. But, you know, we all cope in different ways. So, after talking to some of my friends that had tried Mounjaro, what they've said, it's basically like a chemical gastric band. It literally sort of reduces your appetite so you're full after just a small amount of food, which does mean that you have to watch the food that you are eating to make sure you get your nutrients and the such like. So I'm going to show you a week of what I'm eating on Mounjaro. I'll show you me doing the injection, maybe not the actual injection, we'll see how brave I feel. And we'll have a chat throughout the week about how I feel about doing Mounjaro, how other people feel about me doing Mounjaro, and also about some exciting travel plans I have coming up in April. Morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning, it's after the gig, and that noise you can hear is my coffee grinder, grinding up I'll show you, my Sao Francisco beans for my fresh brew, which I've got time to make on a Saturday and not really any other time. It's really good. I don't know where Richie got it from, but it's brilliant. And there's my fighter shot that I'm going to have in a minute so it doesn't ruin the taste of my coffee. And my Nature Valley full-sized protein bar, which I'm going to eat in a second. Sorry if that's a bit loud. But I'm not sorry, because it's really good coffee. Well, this is pre-gig me that nobody gets to see, in my hoodie, about to have a nap. Before I have a nap, I have to eat. So, in my fridge, this is today's dinner. And it's a lovely pasta ragu tagliatelle. I always get a slightly fancier meal for these ones, because I know I'm going to need sort of protein, carbs to get me through, because realistically, after I eat this, I won't get anything else till after the gig, which will be gone 12 by the time I get home tonight, and it is currently 1:45. So whatever I have now has got to sustain me, because I struggle to eat too close to when I'm singing, because I get heartburn because I'm old now. So I'm going to pop that in the microwave and have that, and then have a nap. So for any of you that I've ever mentioned having a pre-gig nap to, this is what I look like when I'm about to do it. That's what it looks like. And up there is the horror bandwagon buffet that I am about to watch, and also Tut, my sarcophagus. And a billion photos, because I love photos. But yes, that is my steak ragu. I'm going to tuck into that now. It's about 550 calories in there. Good morning, folks. It is still just about morning. Day after a gig, I do tend to sleep in quite late. It's like 11 o'clock now. So in a couple of hours, I'm going to be going to Richard's for Sunday lunch. So I'm just going to have for my breakfast. This is what I have pretty much every day for breakfast. It's a protein salted caramel nut bar thing. And it's enough for me. I have found if I don't have it, by lunchtime I'm starting to feel a little bit like, oh, I could do with something decent. Also, these fighter shots, as well as everything else that's been going on in my life for the past 6 months, I've also developed a fibroid in my womb, which causes me to be a bit bloated. So I have found these ginger shots do tend to work. I'm not sponsored by them. If you want to sponsor me, guys, that'd be great. Because on top of the money I'm shelling out for Mounjaro, these are £25 for like 12. So yeah, I'm very poor at the moment, but I'm hoping to be poor and skinny, and I'm not sure which one I prefer. And then of course the ever important cup of coffee. So I'm going to go and have those, get dressed, and then I'm going to go to Richard's for Sunday dinner. I think we're having cheese toasties today. So the difference for me there being that previously I would have just ate the cheese toasties until they stopped coming. Now I probably will have 2. Maybe 3 if they use an extra mature cheddar because I'm a cheese whore. So yeah, gonna have my shot, gonna have my breakfast bar, probably gonna have 2 or 3 of these, and then I'm going to go for Sunday dinner. Oh yeah, forgot to say, weighed myself today. Weighed myself on a Sunday morning, just because it's relatively consistent, as in I know when I've eaten the night before and stuff like that. And I've lost another kilo, woo! So that's 1.5 stone down for me now since I started doing Mounjaro in the end of November, and it's now sort of mid-February. So very pleased about that. That's probably better than I normally speed-wise would lose. But there will be peaks and troughs and plateaus and all that joy to come. We ended up having lovely roast beef and salad barm cakes, just normal whole wheat barm cakes from Morrison's. I was enjoying the beef and the salad, but the bread was really filling me up, so I sort of pulled a load of the bread off the sandwich and ended up eating about 1.5 regular size barm cakes. Good morning, good Monday morning. It's time for me to head off to work. So I've got a bit of a later start today because I've got a meeting, so I actually get to show you things in daylight, which is nice. So I'm going to show you what I'm taking to work today for my lunch. I have a tendency now to buy ready meals rather than cook, because what I was finding I was doing was cooking a meal and literally putting half of it in the bin. So I got really fed up with doing that, so I decided that I was going to buy a selection of ready meals of different types, and some are healthier than others so that I don't feel like I'm restricting myself, but there's a good range of them. So today I will be eating this. No advertising intended, an Asda meal for one, steak and ale with buttery mash. So it's not pie, there's no pie. It's all greens apart from one, and the one is salt, and I don't eat an awful lot of salt, so it's not the worst. And then these are my breakfast bars that I take with me to work, and I'll be having one of those when I get in. I've just had my shot of ginger and manuka, and then of course the all-important coffee. Coffee, worship the coffee. It's time to drink the coffee and go to work. So it's Monday, which means it's injection day. So I thought I'd show you what occurs to an extent. So this is my Mounjaro. It's 10 milligrams of Mounjaro in a quick pen. So what I have to have ready to use this, to remove this from the fridge, it's got to be stored in the fridge. I have disposable needle, swab, and a sharps box, all of which were provided for me by MedExpress, who I get my Mounjaro injections from. So the first thing I'm going to do is prepare the pen. So, pen comes like that, and you have to pop your disposable needle on. So first thing you do, hygiene, is you open the swab, clean the top of the pen to make sure there's nothing there from the last time you used it, and also clean the injection site, which you can't see me doing, but it's by my belly button. Okay, and I'm going to remove the bottom off the disposable needle, attach, screw it on a bit till it's tight, take the top bit off, remove the safety cap, you've got your little needle there. Now what you've got to make sure is that there's no bubbles. So you give it a flick and then you turn it 2 times and give it a little push, and you should see liquid start to come out the top of the needle. So then you know it's ready. So you twist it all the way around until there is a number 1 in the window, and then you have to inject it into subcutaneous fat. So that's any area around your belly button within 2 inches, under your arm or into your thigh. I choose to inject it in my belly button. I also choose not to put you through that. So I'm going to do it. The needle is very, very small. You don't feel it. You pop it in, you inject until it gets until this is pushed all the way back in. You count to 10, then you remove it, give it a little clean with your wipe again, and then you're done for a week and you put this back in the fridge. So I'm going to do that now. So once it's done, you put your safety cap back on the needle, unscrew it from the top. So that's left with your little red dot again. Then sharps box, pop your needle in your sharps box, and then once this is full, you take it to a hospital to be incinerated, and your provider will get you a new one. Put the lid back on my pen, put the pen back in the fridge, and that is my weekly injection done. I always like to do it on a Monday. Sorry, I was cleaning the site. I like to do it on a Monday, straight after a shower, so I know I'm as clean and as hygienic as possible. So Monday night tea is my treat night. When I say treat night, it's when I don't have a ready meal. I will have generally some hot and spicy chicken fillets and some cheese on some protein thins, which I will show you because they're over here. So these are Warburton's protein thins, and I just have 2 of those with the chicken on and some cheese. Now, most of the time, I don't actually manage to eat all of them, but I cook them all because otherwise I would probably end up throwing them away anyway. And I haven't actually had a chance to have lunch today because I had a bit of a crazy day. So I might end up eating all of them, but I'll show you. We'll see. So I'm going to cook them in my air fryer, and they'll be ready in about 15 minutes, and it will be time for tea. So these are my finished chicken burgery things. I'm fairly confident I'm not going to get through all of these because these chicken burgers are bigger than the ones I usually have. It actually looks like a lot of food. And that's crazy to me because 3 months ago, that wouldn't have even looked like a meal. So yeah, bonkers. I'm going to go and enjoy that. Okay, well, I should have seen this coming, but I've eaten 2 of my sandwiches and I'm feeling very full. So I'm probably going to put these aside and maybe put them in the fridge. It's fantastic in one way because this is probably how much food I should have eaten my entire life. But I've always had room for more, so I've always eaten more. I enjoy food. I like the taste of food. I'm actually sad that I'm not going to get to finish the rest of this. But I know if I do overeat, I get really bad. Like if I ignore the feeling of full and carry on, I get acid indigestion because the food stays in your stomach longer. I don't understand all the chemical reactions behind it, but I know that the food stays in your stomach for longer, which helps you to feel fuller for longer. It also, the injection raises your, I think it raises your blood sugar. One thing I definitely don't want these days is anything sweet, really. I mean, I was never a sweet or chocolate fiend. Cheese was always my thing. But somebody bought me some mince pies and they literally sat in my kitchen for 2 months. And then I went to have one the other day and realised they'd gone off, which I was gutted about. I bought a box of chocolates for my birthday that I still have the majority of in my kitchen. So I just don't ever fancy anything sweet. It's really bizarre. I've just realised that this angle is very bad for the chin. I am getting a little bit turkey-y round here, but that's to be expected because I'm losing weight without exercise. Now, just for any of you that haven't seen my previous videos, I have struggled with my weight my entire life. I'm very short. I'm just under 5 foot tall. So carrying any kind of weight is very hard because I can't carry weight. So I've done every diet under the sun. I was supposed to have a gastric bypass and it didn't happen because the medical staff had COVID. And so I decided I was going to try and do it by myself. And I had 2 years where I was going to the gym regularly, like going to the gym 5 days a week and doing 5K walks on the other 2 days. And whereas I was staying at the same weight, I was gaining muscle, I was getting toned, etc., etc. And it was working for me. Right up until August of last year, when my knees just started to absolutely kill me. If I tried to walk up a step, my knees would be incredibly painful. Then I went to the doctors, and as said previously, he said, you've developed arthritis in both your knees, and you need to stop any kind of exercise that's putting pressure on them. So I was like, for God's sake, I'm trying to lose weight. I mean, I've tried my entire life. My whole life feels like one big diet. And whenever I'm not dieting, I just pile the pounds on. So this Mounjaro has not been a decision that I've taken lightly. It's not been an easy decision. It's been, please, God, please let something work. And slowly but surely it does appear to be working. No, I don't know what happens when I stop taking it. Or when I stop being able to afford to take it. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm trying to be a healthy weight. And there's a million people out there who'll just go, eat more and eat less and move more. And it's not that straightforward, because I just said for 2 years, I exercised every single day. And I stayed the same weight. I got more toned and I was fitter, but I stayed the same weight. I don't know what the medical reason is for that, but I struggle to lose weight. This is the most recent thing that I am doing to try and become healthier. And I could really do with people stop trying to tell me that I'm cheating, that it's the easy way out. Trust me when I tell you that when you get to 46 and the majority of your life you've been on a diet, nothing's bloody easy. Good morning. Oh, gosh, good morning. Voice having issues today. It's Tuesday. It's work day, obviously. So this is what I am taking with me. Worship the coffee. Then this is a protein, smoky chicken and chorizo paella. All greens apart from salt again. Apparently I'm trying to have too much salt. And obviously my trusty fighter shot, which I'm just about to take. Also this morning I have done my weekly photograph. So I'm going to insert that here with the comparison of where I was when I started next to it. I do this every week because tracking on the scales is great, but you do also have to sort of be able to visually see changes. So that's my thing for today. Morning, folks. Early start for me today. I've got to be in work for 6:15. It's 5:26 now. I didn't show you tea last night because I didn't really properly eat tea last night. I had some friends over and they didn't leave until sort of gone 7. And so another one of these things with Mounjaro is that you don't actually generally feel that hungry. So I kind of went past being hungry. So I just made a cheese sandwich and that was my tea. Anyway, this morning, everything looks relatively normal. I have an Asda meal for one chicken hot pot, which has got lots of lovely veggies in it that I'll be taking to work with me. I'm about to take my fighter shot and worship the coffee. And also worship the coffee mug because I love this mug. And then this evening I'm off out for a meal with Richard. We're going to Beefeater. So with the exception of my chicken hot pot and possibly a breakfast bar, depending on how this morning goes, I will probably not eat a load there, but I'll show you what I order versus what I
This is just a little picture of the lovely food that I had at the Beefeater Red Lion in Bispham.
Good morning. So as you will see from last night's tea, we went to a steakhouse and I had, we ordered a steak sampler, which was like a little bit, 4 ounces of steak of like fillet and 4 ounces of sirloin and 4 ounces of rump. And I got through all the meat and then a few chips and a mushroom, as you will see from this video here. But I made sure to eat like the expensive bit, and a bit of veg. So, you know, that was nice. And obviously saving money there because normally I would have probably had a starter and a dessert to go with that as well. So this morning I forgot to film before I had my shot of Manuka and ginger. So there's the empty bottle. Worshipping the coffee. And then this is probably the most unhealthy ready meal I've got all week. And I only let myself have one really bad one, and this one is spicy pepperoni bacon. It's delicious. But then yesterday, my chicken hot pot, I was full after about half of it. So what I'm finding more and more is that carbs fill me up so fast. So if I have bread or pasta or potatoes, I am suddenly very full. So I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to get through, but we will see.
Well, here we are Thursday night, and this is my dinner. Beef stroganoff with wild rice from Asda. I'm quite excited about it because I like a beef stroganoff.
And you will have to excuse the fantastic breakout of spots that I've had on my chin, all to do with this whole fibroidy womb thing. Yay! Great fun. So yes, I'm going to eat my stroganoff and watch some TV. Don't do a lot on a Thursday night because I've got a gig the next day, so it's all conserving of energy when you get to my age, lovies. So yeah, I'm going to go and eat that, and I will see you tomorrow morning for generally a sparse breakfast on a Friday, but I'll explain all tomorrow. Well, it always looks a little bit sad on a Friday morning, but that is because Friday's a gig day, so my eating routine is slightly different. So for now, it's going to be coffee, it's going to be a fighter shot, and when I get to work, I will have one of my nature bars, and then when I get back from setting up my gig, I will eat then, and then I'm not too full for when it's gig time.
Well, it's my final sort of meal that I'm going to show you. This is beef stroganoff with long grain and wild rice, which I really like, Tesco's finest, doing me a solid. So I'm going to have that. I'm also not turning the camera around because the outbreak on my chin has gotten even worse. So you can see it tonight once it's covered with makeup. So this is my last meal that I'm showing you for the week. And I hope you've enjoyed looking at these. And if you do want to get 40% off, £40 off if you're going to start your Mounjaro journey, please make sure to check the link in the description, and there'll be a discount code in there that you can use. Everybody gets that discount code when they sign up. This is nothing special. I'm not sponsored by MedExpress. Just giving you the chance to get 40 quid off your first order. So hopefully that's not been too boring while staring at some Tesco's finest beef stroganoff. I'm going to eat this now, and I'll see you when I've got makeup on. Well, I'm all dolled up. I'm ready to go for my gig this evening. Nice local one as well, so not too much driving. Yay. So I just thought I'd do a little roundup. Thanks for sticking with me this week, watching what I eat on Mounjaro. It's weigh day tomorrow, so I don't know how I've done this week. I'm incredibly bloated though, and I've been really struggling with my sort of fibroid pains. But I've still eaten sort of around about 1,500 calories a day, approximately, depends on the day. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me. The next time I see you guys will be when I'm on holiday, because I'm doing my first ever solo cruise. I'm going to go on Marella Voyager. I'm going round the Caribbean, and you, my lovely lot, are going to come with me. I'm going to see what cruising on Mounjaro is like, whether I can still take full advantage of all of the food packages, well, there isn't a food package, all of the food, whether I can still enjoy the drinks, whether I still get the most out of cruising having a restricted diet. So I'm going to see lots of lovely Caribbean islands, and also see how that works with Mounjaro. So from now until then, I will try and remain a funny kind of grown up. See you later.